All right, hi. This is the next problem in Cal Academy. This problem asks us, given an array that contains numbers from 1 to n minus 1 and exactly one duplicate, find that duplicate. So the array is going to contain exactly one duplicate. In our example, that duplicate is going to be 1. So our output is going to be 1. We are going to try to do this in a time complexity of O(n), and we're going to do this in a space complexity of O(1). To break this down a little further, 1 to n minus 1, I interpreted that as if you have 6 elements in an array, if that's how many elements you want in an array, 6 elements, take the length, 6, or n, minus that by 1, and that will give you your last number in your array, which gives us 5. And I took that one step further and assumed, okay, then it must be safe to maybe assume that what lies between 1 and the end have to be within that range of 1 to 5 in our example. So we have 4, 2, 3, 1 in between 1 and 5, and our target is 1. Okay. So since we know that it's supposed to be a range, and there should be no repeating elements in this range, if we were to add them all up, theoretically add up the ranges from 1 to 5, it'll give us a number. It'll give us 15, okay? It would give us 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 gives us 15. So 1 to 5, the sum of all those numbers gives us 15. So I posit that if you were to actually sum up what was in here, which this would give us an extra 1, so 1 plus 4 plus 2, etc., to 5, you add that all up, that gives you 16. So I'm saying if this is the actual and this is the theoretical sum that you should have with a range like this, then if you take the difference of this, it would give you the duplicate, which is 1. And if we do 16 minus 15, it indeed gives us 1. And since this is just a number, it's O1. We're just storing a number. We're not creating an array or an object or anything like that. So that would adhere to our space complexity, and it also adhere to our O(n) complexity, because we're just going to loop through these numbers and then add them up. So let's now go through our comments, what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to store the actual sum of the integers. So we could say let actual equal, and to get the actual, we could simply do a reduce function. So we could take the ints array, we can reduce, we'll go through each, go through the sum, each element, and we are going to return the sum plus the element. So then that would theoretically, or actually, give us 16 in our example there. So then the next step is we want to store the theoretical, or we could say range. This is what the range ought to be. So we're going to store the theoretical sum of 1 to n minus 1. So there is a mathematical formula for this, which is you're basically going to take the int's length, so the n, you're going to times it by n minus 1. And then you're going to divide that by 2. And then this will give you 15. Okay? Now we're going to store a variable called, we're going to store the difference of 16 minus 15 in a variable called diff. And we're going to say actual subtracted by the range. And then we're going to go to our return statement that basically asks if the difference is 0, so that means that there is no duplicate, we're going to return null. Else we're going to return what the difference is. So we're going to do a ternary statement and say return the diff is strictly equal to 0. If that's true, let's return null. Else we're just going to return the diff. And then this will solve the problem, and this is done in on time because this is on right here. We go through everything in the ints, and then we simply do a mathematical formula here. We don't have to go through every single item. We just do a mathematical formula. It gives us it instantly. And then we just do a little, again, another mathematical thing. We just subtract, and then we just return the result of this subtraction. And that's it. Thank you.